Hey guys, this is for you, Coach. Emma gave you some solid minutes, 14 points off the bench. How impactful was her game for you tonight? What stood out for you?
Well, I thought she did a really good job of just bringing physicality, and she's a seasoned vet that understands what we needed. We needed some toughness and just some, just that physical piece, and she can shoot the three. She hit a couple big ones, and second half I thought we were much better. We had just a horrible first half. Ended up winning the second, but just a terrible first half. And coming in here, and that's what we just talked about, you can't expect to win if you come out like that. We were not good in all areas. So good second half. Emma was a big part of that.
Cole Harvey.
Coach, can you talk about how the team is able to just stay in a positive mindset despite, the loss? Like, as you just said, you just noticed some great things about what Emma just did, her performance tonight. Rickea had 18, one of her best performances of the year. You can see she's getting the groove. Yep. Can you talk about just the silver linings you're seeing in wins like this?
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be win or lose. There's things you could, if you win a game, there's things you can do better at. You lose a game, there's things you can certainly point out as good success, windows. But I think I was proud of our toughness and intensity in the second half. It was just 20 minutes too late. But they responded at halftime, and that's what I asked them to do, and they did it. So we're going to obviously learn from, how I thought their pressure really gave us some fits there in the beginning, kind of punched us in the face, and we just kind of were a little bit soft. We responded soft. Second half, we didn't. And, you got to play 40 minutes like that. But there's some good things. I thought Rickea was very aggressive again. We changed and put her on Fee in the second half, and Fee had 6 second half points. So really good job by Rickea, just playing tough, attacking the basket hard, shooting the three well. So she definitely is getting in the groove, and that certainly makes us a lot better.
Lauren?
And Emma, can you talk about your performance tonight and talk, expand on your toughness and how you're going to continue to be tough throughout the season?
Yeah, for sure. When my number is called, I just want to come in and do what I can to help my team get a win at any cost. So when Coach puts me in, I just try to be aggressive, and my teammates find me. I try to shoot the three as well as possible. But like Coach said, we got to be better in the first half. That's what it comes down to. Regardless of what the accolades are, the points are, it doesn't matter with a loss.
And then my last question to Rickea is, can you just talk about your performance and can you elaborate on what you feel like the unit, just from a player perspective, that you all have to do better to play better in the first half and play more like you all did in the second half?
We just got to not come out flat. I feel like the second half, that's our basketball. We were moving the basketball, we were capitalizing, we were playing good defense. We were just being intentional. I feel like in the second half, we can make every excuse in the book, but it's not an excuse, especially when you're on the road coming to play against one of the best teams, in the league. I feel like we got to come out, but we got it. We're trending in the right direction for sure.
Lauren?
Lauren Jones, Lojo Media. I have 2 questions. One, for Rickea, you had back-to-back games in which you scored in double digits, and the last game, being one of your best games of your career. I'm just curious as to how you would assess just your performance coming back from injury, and what you think are the key takeaways from splitting the road trip 1-1.
I feel like, road trips are always hard, and we got to think ahead. The game is over. We're going to scratch the first half of that game. I'll score them in a second, but I would just say I've been really trying to focus on being a two-way player as well, so for my teammates, not just being an offensive-minded player, but really trying to, affect the game on the defensive end as well, being up for the challenge of guarding, one of the best players in the league, things of that nature. I feel like that embedding confidence in my teammates, then, they trust me to do that. So I feel like, again, we're trending in the right direction. We're new, we're rebuilding, but I feel like we're really, truly trending in the right direction.
And Coach, my second one is for you. You guys have had 2 tough games on the road, and then you're going back home to play Seattle. How do you what is the messaging to the team after, splitting the road trip, and, how do you kind of encourage the team to rebound and get back, back on track for the Seattle game?
Yeah, I don't think any of us, especially me, and I know I really do believe the players, no one's panicking. There is urgency with, we want to make the playoffs. And so along those lines, getting a split at Vegas and Minnesota, that's a great, it's a great method to do it. Split on the road. Again, it's just we had just a lousy first half, but there's so much in front of us, and we are not even remotely close to healthy, and these guys are still fighting, and so I'm proud of them. I don't think that there's I'm not a sound the alarm, freak out type of coach. You just keep focusing on what you can, what you're doing well, and build on that, and then work on the little things you got to get better at. And so I know it's cliche, but it really is just one day at a time. I'm very process driven. We're playing for September, right? Like we want to keep getting better and peak at the right time. And when we get full strength, I think it's going to help us a little bit, but I love the guys that we have now, and they're playing their asses off.
Along those lines, Sanaya Fagan scored her first bucket in the W. Can you just talk about how encouraging that is to see the rookies, both Sarah, Ashley Barker, and Sanaya, just kind of step up to the plate when their number is called?
Yeah, and Leah Tu King. We've got 3 rookies, and Leah Tu and Sarah Ashley are playing a lot of minutes. There's for rookies, and that's hard, and we need them, and they're stepping up. Again, I think they're playing hard. Sarah Ashley had a tough time with the pressure tonight, or today, but she'll be better. It's a learning experience. And, Sanaya's time is coming. I think she showed what she's capable of out there. There's a lot of basketball in front of her and a lot of potential. I'm proud of her, too.
Anwar, final question.
Yeah, for anybody, Anwar Sporting Tribune, what are the top teams like the Lynx doing that I feel like your team hasn't been able to do yet, or what are they doing well that the Sparks kind of need to emulate to get to that kind of top level of a team like Minnesota?
That's a tough question. I think they were in the Game 5 of the WNBA Finals last year. Like their org is in a different place. They return everybody. That's a different. I've been in both situations where you're trying to get it going and where you have it already going. It's totally different. And so, I don't know that I don't want to get in the game of comparing what they do versus what we do. They're just more clean on their execution, and they've played together for a long time, and it's evident. And obviously they're talented. They've got the MVP front runner, and she is every bit of that. So I don't know. I think we're in different stages.
Mm-hmm.